We're in Portland, Oregon. Okay.
Now, thank you for coming out. This is great. We've sold out at 50 people. That is the cap. This is the virus. All right. If we get 60, everyone's dead. All right. You gotta keep it at 50. Virus likes 50. You know? It's like the virus is creeping outside of the club, like, watch they put 60 people in there. I'm getting in there. But we're all trying. Everyone's trying to make their best attempt. Like, we're all wearing masks in the green room. Like the first night, Thursday, everyone's got their masks. The green room's small. We're trying our best. We're wearing masks. We're like, is this all right? You good? Okay. And then someone got a beer, and someone's like, is this okay if I sip a beer? And we're like, yeah, sip your beer. And then so he would like bring his mask down, sip a beer, put it back. And then we were hanging out like that. And then I'm like, I kind of want a beer. So then I got a beer. And then I'm like pulling it down, sipping, and then pulling it back. And then one of the comics came out to, start the show. So he's not wearing his mask. He comes back without a mask. And we're like, oh, you. And then before you know it, we're all tongue kissing. That's how it all ends up working back there. Everybody's just trying to feel it out until we're all like, and then just getting in there. We're doing our best. Love Portland. Most number of strip clubs. Wow. I've never been that excited. I love that energy. I didn't know that Portland had the most number of strip clubs, and so it was one of the first times I came here. I ended up accidentally having lunch at one. Accidentally. Here's the story. I landed and I was like posting on Instagram like, ooh, I'm in Portland, and I was on like the light rail, that takes you into the city. Ooh, I'm in Portland. And one of my comedian friends saw it and was like, hey man, I'm in town too. Let's go, you want to grab lunch? We can get a steak. And I'm like, hell yeah, I'm down. Let's go get a steak. And he's like, we're going to get a steak at the strip club. And here's where the miscommunication happened. There's a steakhouse in San Diego called the Strip Club. And I was like, oh, apparently it's a chain. I thought there was only one. No, there's more than one. And then so he picks me up, and then we drive, and then we park in a very shady parking lot in front of a very shady looking building. I forgot the name of it. It was like Nicolopolis or something. Metropolis? Utropolis. Yeah, I was close. Yeah, I knew it was like Greek or something. Like it was something with a lot of abalala. It was one of those Greek names. And I was in the car and I turned to my friend and I'm like, oh, you meant a strip club. And he was like, yeah, is that okay? And I just, I was trying to play it cool. I'm like, yeah, this is where I always eat, man. This is where I always get my sustenance, I land. And I'm like, hey, where's the strip club with the steaks? I need nudity and meat all together. I need my energy for a weekend of shows. And so we go in. It's 1 PM on like a Wednesday or Thursday. So it looks like a strip club at 1 PM on a Wednesday or Thursday. There's just one dancer, just kind of dancing. And it's me and my buddy, and that is the entire population of the strip club. And so I'm like, all right. And then we sit down, and the dancer comes over, does her thing, And then we order some food. And I was assuming that like when the food arrives, she would like, go over there. Plenty more stage on that end. She goes shaking over there, while we're eating. There's food, and that is not what happened. She was just, the steaks came, and I'm like, yeah. And she was still there, just kind of wafting, just shaking it right so close, over, right. I could have used 6 feet then, I'll tell you that. And I'm like, cause I didn't expect that. Like, I'm used to Costco when you go to like the deli counter and there's like a dude with a beard and they make him wear a hairnet, because he has a beard, and she had nothing on, and she's just over here, and I'm like trying to cut a steak, and I'm looking up and I'm just staring right at You know, it's right there. And it's just walked, and I'm like, oh boy. And that was, steak was pretty good. I'll be honest with you. Pretty tasty steak. Yeah, that was my experience at the Acropolis. Acropolis? That's not a word. What did I call it first? Nippolopolis? That's a better name. If anyone has the owner's email, give me a contact. I like it. Here we are. Look at this. I love this. Just manly dudes right in the front right here. The manliest dudes of all time. That's why I like Portland. Like, this is what I've been seeing. Just people that can look like they can live outside for a week. Like, you look like everyone is a scout master, you know? Like, what kind of nut do you need? And then they're just whipping nuts out. Everyone in this town. Everyone looks so self-sufficient in this town. And then I make all these presumptions about them as far as what they do for a living, and then I talk to them, and I'm like, what's that? You sell scented candles? Okay. Fair enough. This is like, Portland's like an adult fantasy camp. That's what it is, where you can have any goal or dream, and no one's gonna go, you should rethink that. No one's ever gonna ask for a second draft. You know, everyone's gonna be like, that's the best idea I've ever heard of. First time I came to Portland, I was staying at an Airbnb and I was walking around my neighborhood, and one of the first things I saw a lady walking a pack of dogs. And I'm guessing she was a dog walker. And because they were all just different dogs, and they were all wearing karate gis. Like the top half of a karate outfit, you know, like the little one with the belt and the they were all wearing them, and I'm like, you know, that gets your attention. I saw it and I was like, well, that's an idea she had that she probably pitched to somebody, and they were like, hell yeah. You got a sewing machine? Because you need to get on this. And it's just wonderful, yeah. One of the first restaurants I ate in Portland was the Grilled Cheese Grill, which is like a gutted out school bus in the Alberta. And it was like a gutted out school bus. And in any other city in America, that would be in a landfill. But in Portland, someone's like, I'm gonna sell food out of that. And it's gonna be delicious, and it was. That's my favorite grilled cheese sandwich. And I'm just there eating it in a broken down old school bus going, what is happening right now? And then afterwards, you know, I'm gonna throw the rest away, and then there's like, you guys are very environmentally conscious. I used to think I was environmentally conscious until I came here and I ate it in a gutted out school bus. Because afterwards there's like 8 trash cans, and I'm like, I don't know what goes in, you know? There's like one for trash, one for recycling, one for compost, one for like stuff you got ketchup on. It was all like spaced out, but I don't live here, so I don't know what goes in what, but I felt like everyone was watching me, so I was in my head, I'm like, just put a little in each. Just I don't know what to do. I don't know. I love nature, but I don't know what. Put a label on. Like, something, help me out. I used to think I recycled until I came to Portland, and I realized I am not recycling at all. Like, I have a trash can, and I have the blue bin, and then I realized I'm just putting some of my trash in the blue one. I think that's what I'm doing. I used to think I recycled till I came here. My trash day's on Friday. I wheel my cans out, and I'm like, man, that blue one's looking a little empty. Let's just move some of this crap over here. Doing good, I'm trying.
Here in Bridgetown. Longtime friend over here, Justin. Used to work at a retirement home together. I just had a coffee, essentially taken out of my hands by a homeless person. I'm gonna say I gave it to him, but I don't think he gave me much of a choice.
I did some walking around, I did some touristing, which is good. I went to the waterfront, did that walk, and was yelled at by some homeless people, so that was good. That was not in the brochure. I just went, this guy, because there's homeless people everywhere. I live in San Diego, we have a lot of homeless people. But yeah, the one I encountered today was extra, you know? Like, I wish I had a company to hire him for. Because he would have been great in sales. He's very, what's the word, persistent? Like, that's the word I would use. He yelled at me from across a field. There was like a park, and he's like, hey! Hey, I want something to eat! And I'm like, me? And then he hauled ass over, I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't have any cash. And he goes, well, can you order me a pizza? And I'm like, what address would I put in? Like, we're at the park. I don't know. Like, I have the Domino's app. I'll send you a calzone or something. But like, what's the drop-off point, you know? And I was holding a coffee, and I'm like, I don't know how to order you a pizza. He's like, can I have your coffee? And I'm like, you're a hell of a salesman. There you go. Enjoy the coffee. He ran off, and I'm like, what the hell just happened? And that's a good salesman right there. That's a good salesman. That's how you end up getting like a timeshare. You know, you sign that contract, and you're like, did we just get a timeshare? How did we do that? I don't know. You just yelled and did it quick.
Now you're becoming problematic. That's a fun word. That's the only reason I watch CNN. I just want new words to yell at people to take my parking spot at Vaughn's. I'm like, this is systemic parking taking. This is very problematic. The optics of this are not good. I've run out of words. Apparently it's only 3 words I've learned on CNN. Yeah, man, we've been, I don't know. I feel like we've run out of stuff to argue about because it's down to statues. And people are like, we should get rid of statues. And I'm like, cool, let's get rid of them. People are like, I love those statues! And you're like, when have you hung out at a statue? When was the last time any of you have ever hung out at a statue? If it bothers people, cool, take it down. I love those statues! That's my favorite statue! I used to pack a sandwich and put it in a picnic basket, and my wife and I would go to the park next to a statue and have our lunch. It's a statue, let it go. Every time I see a statue at a park, I'm always like, oh, reading, and then I keep walking. Because I'm high at the park. I'm not there to read about someone who owned a slave. I'm there to move on. Tear it down. There's only 2 people should have statues. Michael Jordan, because he's actually doing something in the statue. He's dunking from the foul line in the statue. And maybe just Michael Jordan. Who else has a cool statue? Maybe just him. But any statue where you're just standing there. No one wants to look at that. Just let it go. That's just, in the way iron. That's where we're at. Huh? Is that problematic too? It's a weird stance. I don't know. It's an interesting time. I'm sure every comic has said that tonight. It's an interesting time. That's saying it mildly, alright? But just know, things are alright. Like, we're okay. If you're only on TV and on your phone, this shouldn't be happening. Like, none of this. We should all be fist fighting right now. This man should have me in a headlock, peppering me. But we're alright, we're getting along for the most part, because we don't let out our real feelings in person. We do it on the phone, where it belongs. In person, we're polite people, because it's in person. On the phone, it's just, you son of a bitch. But in person, it's like, alright. That's how you do it in person. You just give someone kind of a... I might tweet about that later. But right now, we gotta go to the beach. It's a good time, man. Lots changed in my lifetime. We have, there's more genders now, which is good. When I was younger, there was only 2. Now there's extra genders, which I'm a fan of. I'm a fan of more genders. I'm all for it. Some people don't like them. Some people are like, no, there's only 2. And even though I don't agree with them, I see where that's coming from. Because when I went to school, I was taught that Pluto was a planet. And then I graduated, and they're like, Pluto's no longer a planet. And I'm like, too late.
You already told me when it was. You told me when I was 7. It was a planet. It's a planet from now on. And then a few years after that, they said Pluto's a planet again, and I'm like, that's what I thought. I knew you'd come back around. That's how I feel like the people that are against the extra genders, they're like, it's coming back around. I don't think it is, just let it go. There's different genders. I'm a straight man, I'm the least popular gender. They hate us. Dude, if you're straight and you got a penis, ooh, don't even show up to places, man. I show up to a Target, they boo me getting out of my Honda Fit. They're like, boo, you're straight. Straight, you got a penis, boo. And I'm like, I'm also white, boo! Boo! I don't know. I'm a fan of all the genders. I just don't like the name they gave us. That's the problem. I think that's a lot of the reason for it. I'm a straight man. That's called a cis male. It sounds gross. It's not a cool name. Everyone else has a cool name. Transgender. That sounds like a damn superhero, for God's sakes. And there's pansexual. Oh, you're a master in the culinary arts? That sounds amazing. There's non-binary. You're not even from this planet? That's so cool. And it's like, what are you? I'm a cis male. Ugh. Is that terminal? That sounds terminal. How many months did they give you? Just give us a cool name, man. I don't know. So lockdown's been interesting. I've learned a lot about myself. None of it good. I haven't learned anything positive about me. Everything I've learned about me is negative. I thought I was a type B personality that liked my personal space and didn't like to socialize until they locked everyone down, and I'm like, I miss people. Apparently I loved interacting with people, but I like doing it like this. That's what I found out. I'm a narcissist, apparently. This is the only way I like to interact with people. I like to be elevated, illuminated, and amplified, and everyone has to listen to me. I didn't want to know that about me. I thought I was a decent person. No. Psycho narcissist my entire life. I also found out I was deaf. I didn't know I was deaf until they started making us wear the masks. And I'm like, oh, I've been reading lips for 33 years. And once they covered up our mouths, I'm like, I don't understand a damn person. Yelling at everybody at the grocery store. What? I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's not good. We don't know what we're doing with the reopening phase. That's obvious. Nobody knows. Everyone was just like, try this. That's how we're dealing with the reopening phase. Everyone was like, we're tired of being inside. We want to go outside. And they're finally like, all right, try that. Go out there. And then people are like, I need to get a haircut. All right, try that. Let's see how that goes. So I got a haircut, but they wouldn't allow a beard trim. How messed up is that? They're right there. They were trimming right here, and I'm like, yeah, right here. I'm just gonna move the mask, and then you're just gonna no. I had to do it myself. It's right, the rules are weird, because they don't know. They're like, I don't know, try this. They open up the beaches, but remember when they first opened the beaches, you couldn't sit down. You had to keep it moving. I didn't know that. The first day I walked out there with a beach blanket, looking like a moron. I just kept walking. It just looked like I was looking for the perfect spot for 4 hours. Nope, this ain't it. I'm sure there's a better one down the way. The virus is right behind us, coming at us at the speed of smell. We gotta keep moving. And then they're like, all right, go sit down on the beach. And you're like, what changed? I don't know, we're trying this now. No one knows, we're just trying. We're dealing with the reopening phase the same way we deal with, like, if we get in an argument with our significant other. Like, if you get into a bad fight with someone that you're in a relationship with, what happens? You go to separate rooms for a few hours. And then after a few hours, you come by, you poke your head in the window, you're like... right in the doorway, just... Is this okay? And then you come in, you sit down next to him, you're like... Is this okay? And you go to touch their knee. Don't touch me! Alright, that's where the line was! That's what we're trying to find out. We're like, how much stuff can we do and keep grandma alive? Did everyone's grandmothers die? I'm so sorry. I didn't know. That really hit home. sorry, was this a memorial for 7 grandmothers? I apologize. I'm sorry. I think we're gonna be okay. We just gotta listen to the nerds, you know? It's weird, because we want to listen to the nerds when it's convenient, you know? When they come out with a new iPhone, we're like, hell yeah, nerds. And they're like, they come out like, hey, stop going on like, random dates with people, because the virus. Shut up, you nerds. This doesn't concern you. We know what we're doing. I do push-ups in the morning. I don't think you know how viruses work. Does a virus do 10 push-ups every morning? I don't think so. Just guessing. We don't know anything. Another mistake I made right as the lockdown happened, I honestly thought this was going to bring us all together. What an idiot. I honestly thought that when they're like, we got to lock everything down. Because I heard a quote, I forgot who said it, it was someone famous. Someone said the quote that to bring everyone together, you need a common enemy. I'm like, perfect, the virus. This is going to bring us all together. And we were on the same page for about 3 days. We had 3 days of, we're in this together. Remember that? All the celebrities, we're in this together. I was like, yeah, you're in a mansion, but okay. Yeah, we're in this together. Kinda. All right, try it in a studio, but fair. Yeah. We're in this together. For 3 days, we were in it together. Then the 4th day, someone was like, that virus is a Democrat. And it was over. Then everyone hated each other. That made me so sad. We made a virus political. That is pretty incredibly talented of us humans. We can make anything political. That scares me, because that means when the aliens ever do attack, we're not going to come together to fight the aliens. We're just going to be like, let's see how they vote in November. They might not be all that bad. It'll be okay.
I live down in San Diego now. I live in Kensington. A little hoity-toity, don't worry. I still rent. So I don't own anything. And actually our next-door neighbor, I didn't know this, we found this out this week, but there's been turmoil on our street for years. Apparently this guy across the street is a big meth head, and he causes problems with a lot of people. And he just got arrested. I like how you're already laughing. You're like, meth heads? I'm in. This is great. You're like, I already like where this is going. So, like, a couple days ago, out in the morning, I just look out the window in my underwear, just drinking coffee and watching a man get arrested. And then we talked to our neighbors, got all the lowdown. This guy's like a meth head. Every couple of years, he just loses it and, causes an issue. And then I was like, well, why haven't we gotten rid of him, you know? Like, why doesn't he get kicked out of his house or something? He goes, oh, he doesn't rent. He owns that property, and he owns a few more. And that's the worst I ever felt about myself. I've never been addicted to any drugs. And I've never even been close to buying any. Like, it's never even crossed my mind. And that guy's a landlord meth head. Like, at night, he just takes the monocle and top hat off, and then here comes the meth, and I'm like, how do you do it? I gotta fix my life, you know? If I had a little meth in me, I'd be working harder, and get this ownership going. Yeah, I'd like to own a home one day. I'm 34, it's time to start thinking about it. I don't know, I feel like I'm at a real crossroads in my life. Like, I feel like this comedy thing could go one of two directions, you know? Like, we were driving through a rich neighborhood. This house had a gate on it. It was so big you couldn't even see the house. That's how big it was. But I could imagine what it was like on the other side, you know? And I was driving by and I was thinking, I'm like, you know what? I think a comedy could get to a level where I could maybe one day live in one of those houses, you know? And then we drove a little further, not in a great neighborhood, and I saw a homeless guy beating a bird scooter with a stick. And I was like, I could also see that happening. It's a real fork in the road, mansion or beating a bird scooter. And I'm like, I don't know. It's going to be a real choose-your-own-adventure novel, you know?
Before I came out here, my girlfriend suckered me into watching that movie, The Notebook. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie. It's a real ladies flick. If you haven't seen it, it's a beautiful movie. It's a beautiful movie about a beautiful man and a beautiful woman having a beautiful relationship that would never happen in real life ever. It's completely made up. And it sucks because women are into it. They're like, oh, he's so sexy and nice and considerate. And then you turn and you look at your turd of a boyfriend and you're... Why aren't you more like this guy that's never existed in the history of a... There was a scene in that movie where he writes a letter every day for a year to that girl. Every day for a year. Not a text message, not an email, not an IM, a letter. Stationary, a quill, dipping it in ink, every cursive S, going to the post office, a letter. My girlfriend saw that, she's like, oh, would you do that for me? No. Never. I give up during text messages sometimes. You guys ever do that? You want to text your girl something sweet, and then halfway through you're like, I got nothing today. I gotta Google something that rhymes with sugar rump, because this ain't gonna cut it. Try again tomorrow. My favorite scene in that movie is the rowboat scene, if you haven't seen. This is what happens. There's a beautiful rowboat, right? A beautiful rowboat, beautiful date. She's dressed to the nines like she's meeting the Great Gatsby later, just dressed up. And they're rowing out there and it starts to rain. But she's all dressed up. And she's like, oh no, rain. For like a second, she's, and then she just goes, she just starts laughing like a maniac, just, and then they made love on the beach. And I was looking at that situation, looking at my girlfriend, going, that is not how that would go down. If that was me and my lady, she's dressed up, I take her out on a rowboat date, it starts to rain, she'd be like, oh, screw you, are you serious? Are you serious right now? You idiot! You didn't plan ahead? Oh, you moron! And I'd be right there yelling back at her going, oh yeah, you say I'm boring, you say I'm not adventurous, well this is adventure. Now grab an oar, you soggy broad, we gotta get back to shore. Hey guys, that's been my time. My name is Zoltan. Thank you very much.
I like the South. The only time I don't like the South is, well listen, like, we make fun of the South because we, like, stereotype them as stupid. The truth is, there's stupid people everywhere. Like me, I thought I had bed bugs and threw all my stuff away. It turned out I had my first bout of hives. That's pretty stupid. But I sound like this, so people give me more credit. People in the South, like, there's dumb people everywhere. They're just louder about it, you know? Like, it's like, hey, if you're dumb, wouldn't you keep it down? And not all of them, but a lot of, like, the loudest ones are like, like, it's really, it's like, woo, keep that down. That was really dumb what you just said. That you want to keep at a whisper. I was about to get on this plane, and it was a really big plane, and there was like a redneck couple in front of me, and I guess they'd never been on this plane this big, and this guy in front of me was like, oh boy, I've never been on a plane like this. It just sounded like a dirt bike they revved, and then ran out of gas. They get really excited, and then just put around.
You know, I heard polio is back. Hell yeah, right? Welcome back, polio. I'm up for some new diseases. I'm looking, you know, it's been a while since I've seen a good janky leg. Like, TikTok dances are about to get lit with a good polio shuffle on TikTok. Let's raise money for Jeremy, because his parents are conspiracy theorists. He needs a brace that will fix his chicken leg. We can make fun of this because it was supposed to be eradicated, all right? It's okay to make fun of because it was supposed to be gone, but one guy who didn't go to college went, I don't think that's true. I don't know. It was a good week, man. Polio was back, and saw Elon Musk shirtless. That felt good. That felt good. You ever worry about how much money you have, but then you see like the richest man on the planet shirtless, and you're like, good. That's how I want you to look.
That's exactly how I want you to look. That makes me feel so much better. Good. Money can buy you a lot of things. Not pigment, but it can buy you a lot of things. I'm happy he looked like that. That's what he should look like. If I was I'd be fatter. If I had that much money, I'd be fatter. All right? So much fatter. It's not even close, and that's what it should be.
I just had a car accident. Yeah. I was down in San Diego. I was in some traffic. I don't know if you guys know anything about traffic, but we had some down here. We had some. And I stopped because the car in front of me stopped. So I'm like, I'm going to stop because the car in front of me is going to stop. So I'm like, I shouldn't be moving because that guy's not going to move anymore. The car behind me is like, screw that! I just kept going. He had places to be. We were in his way. So he hit me and shoved me into another car. And yeah, I was fine. Thanks for asking. I wasn't injured or anything. Perfectly okay. The only bad thing that happened was, like, I never realized how much of a turd my car was until we did the walk around with the police officer and he's taking notes of the damage, and for some stupid reason I was honest. And I was like, no, that dent was there from before. That wasn't... No. That was a Rite Aid parking lot 2008. That wasn't... Which is stupid, right? I should have lied my ass off. I should be like, no, this is all him. Every bit of it. This thing was pristine before he hit me. This is a collector's item. This is a mint condition Honda Civic before that son of a bitch. He hit me hard, too. You should see the interior. Destroyed. Just ruined. Smells like farts now. Just wrecked. Smells like farts and old Chinese food. Really did a number. But I didn't do that. This whole thing's been weird. Yesterday was weird. I don't know if you guys turn on the TV. So weird. I don't know if you guys had the same experience I did, but all the people I deleted off of Facebook showed up on my TV. I'm like, man, all of them together? Wow. Yeah, that's my uncle. Crazy. I remember because I turned it on in the morning and they were going to count the electoral votes, and I tweeted, well, this is boring. And as soon as I sent the tweet, I was like, whoa, not anymore. So crazy. I don't know what the plan was. I don't think they did either. I think the plan was we're going to break into the Capitol. And that's as far as the plan went. And then once they got there, they're like, selfies? Should we take selfies? They just look like tourists at a Madame Tussauds wax museum. Like, hey, put a MAGA hat on that statue. Look at me, I'm sitting in Nancy Pelosi's seat. I'm like, I've done this when I've been a tourist. I've done this. But I don't want anyone to get disillusioned and think comedy's always like this, where I would come out and people are like, yeah, this is fun. You know, it's not always like that. There's years, many years, where you're performing and in your head it's going so bad you're just like, man, maybe I can still get a real job. I mean, that's still an option. I used to perform in colleges, you guys. In 2015, that was my first year of getting to be a full-time comedian, where I got to quit my day job and just do this, which is really, it took 9 years to get to that point, so it took a long ass time. And I got to book all these colleges, and colleges pay well, right? Because they're selling those kids kind of an education. But also some entertainment, and that's where I come in. So I got booked to all these colleges, and some of the shows were good, and some of them were horrible. Most were pretty rough. But I remember one time I did a show in Pittsburgh at Washington Jefferson University, right outside of Pittsburgh. And I showed up in the small room, there was 10 kids there for the show. And I'm like, that's enough to have a show. The 10 is enough. But the girl that was running it was like, hey, can we wait a few more minutes? Because I think some more people are showing up. And I was like, sure. And we waited 10 minutes, and nobody else showed up, but those first 10 people left. So, the girl that was running the show, she was very sweet. She goes, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, it's okay. And she's just like, here you go, here's your check. I guess we're not doing a show. And I went, never apologize for this. This is amazing. handed me a check, and I didn't have to perform for 10, 18-year-olds. This is amazing. So I went back to the Marriott and got drunk. It was great. And so the next night, I'm at Penn State Harrisburg, and I walk into a similar situation. I walk in, it's like a big cafeteria type thing, like cafe, and there's a stage area about this size, and there's no one sitting here. And about like 50 yards away, there's like 3 students studying. They don't know about the show, they're in a different part of the building. They're so far away. And I walk in and I'm like, here we go. Hand me that check, I'm ready to order a drink at the Marriott. And then the girl comes up to me at that show and goes, well, we paid you. And I was like, what do you mean? And she goes, well, go up there. And I'm like, there's nobody there. And she's like, all right. What? So I had to walk on stage in front of nobody and start doing this. I don't know if you know this, but you're an integral part of this. Like, honestly, for a second, take yourselves out of this room and leave me in it. I look like a lunatic. You guys are very important in this, but there's no one here. And I walk on stage, I'm like, oh my God. So I just start yelling to the 3 students studying, trying to chase their dreams. And I'm like, please stop chasing your goals and your wants and your needs in life, and please come up and listen to me do stand-up. And they kind of didn't want to, but I just kept yelling at them until they couldn't study any longer. And they did, and I got 3 students in front, and I'm starting to do the show. It's still just as horrible as you would imagine. There's 3 kids instead of none, so at least there's eyeballs to stare at me and judge harshly. And I'm doing my act, and about 15 minutes into my 60-minute set, one of the students gets up to leave. And as they're pushing the double doors open to leave, I go, what was it? Was it the cat jokes? Just trying to say anything, right? And he just looks at me, and he just goes, I just can't. And he pushes the doors open and walks out. Like, that kid left with a piece of my soul. Do you understand? Like, I still dream about him sometimes. And he did that 15 minutes in. I had 45 more minutes to do after that. And I just watched him leave with a piece of my soul. And I went back to the other kids and I'm like, comedy. And I wish I could lie to you guys and tell you it's the worst show that I've ever done. It's not. It's not. It just isn't, man. The worst show that I ever did was in my hometown in San Diego, California. I got hired to do a comedy club downtown. It was a private event. It was for a lady's 50th birthday party. And the way she was celebrating was she rented out the entire comedy club for her and her 9 friends. Yeah. And they sat in a row in a line, like a firing squad. And the comics just had to come up and just dance for her, pretty much. This is the closest I ever felt to being a court jester. Just like, just waiting for them to go yay or nay. Just waiting, like, am I going to be killed? What's happening? So I show up to the club, I see this situation, I'm like, well, this looks like the worst. And they come up to me and they go, listen, you're going on last. You only have to do 10 minutes, and you'll know your time is up when you see the birthday cake coming up the side, and that's when you're just going to start singing happy birthday, and that's how the show's going to end. And I'm like, that sounds absolutely horrible. But I guess that's what we're doing, right? So I'm on stage, I'm doing the best that I can with 9 people in an empty cavernous comedy club, and it's going horribly. I'm bombing, of course I am. There's no other situation. And I feel like 10 minutes is coming up, so I'm trying to wrap up my set. So I asked the birthday girl, I'm like, excuse me, are you single or are you in a relationship? And she was kind of cool before, now she's no longer cool. She's like, I don't want to. And I was like, whoa, easy, I'm not trying to hit on you or anything, I'm just trying to get into my last joke. Are you single or are you in a relationship? She's like, I don't want to. And then a huddle breaks out between her and her friends, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then after like a 10-second, 15-second huddle, she pops up out of the huddle like a whack-a-mole. She just pops up, looks into my eyes, and just goes, I'm a widow. And I was like, yes. And that hit me right in the soul. And as soon as she got the last W out of widow, here comes the cake. So now I'm just like, I am happy birthday to you. And that was by a mile the worst show that I've ever done. So I really appreciate you guys just being here, huh?
All right, make some noise right now for the very funny Zoltan Kaszas!
Have fun, buddy. Thank you. Thank you. All right, thank you. Thank you. I feel like I came in too early. Didn't it? I should have started walking from further back. I could tell it. Ah, damn it. I knew it. I was in the back too, and I'm like, they're gonna play a little ditty. Don't come up too fast, because then you're just gonna stand there like a piece of shit. Don't do it. And then I was trying to feel it out, and I didn't feel that out at all. I was like, this is the right time, and it was the wrong time. I tried to feel that this entire evening. I wore the wrong shirt, let's be honest. Take a look at everybody else. In the audience, on stage, look at everybody. I wore the wrong shirt, all right? I look like I should be parking cars outside right now. People going, bring the RAV4 around. Because I do the jazz show all the time, and I'm like, I even thought of wearing the blazer. I have a blazer that doesn't fit. I have one that doesn't fit, because you ever buy a coat at H&M, and you're like, that's how wide my shoulders are. And then you go home, and you're like, we're not using the buttons. All right. We're not using any of these buttons. I'm just going to have a... You can't eyeball a coat, you know. You got to put that on. Anyway, I do like how quiet it gets. It makes me very uncomfortable. You guys have had a really good job of that. Just a big like, ha ha ha, and then when it's over, wow. I'm just standing up here with the band. That's the scary part too, because I've been watching the show in the back, and I'm like, you know, if a joke doesn't land, there's also, like, you have faces behind me that can let you know that they also didn't enjoy the joke. You know what I mean? Like, that was one of my fears in the back. I was like, if I tell a joke that doesn't land and you guys are like, that was mediocre, but boy, did the band not enjoy it. That's why, like, you guys are in a band. You guys are used to working together. Oh, you were about to join. See, I'm not. God. Play a little some. Blow into it. Yeah. That's exactly how I felt right there. Just like Woody Allen walking down the street by himself. Not after a child thing, just a regular walk down the street. And I like the type of jazz you guys played tonight. Like the other times, the other jazz shows, I don't know if you guys have been on other jazz shows, but it was like nerdy jazz. It was, you know what I mean? You've been to the other ones. You know what I'm talking about. Like, it's good jazz, but you're like, yeah, this is what like a genius listens to when he's thinking of genius things, you know? They really listen to the yeah with it, and this. And then tonight was just like someone's leaving pregnant jazz. Like this was like you were conceived to this diddle. That's not even the right word. I think I meant ditty, and I said diddle. This is why it's so important to put on the right shirt when you leave the house. Because you could just go on stage in front of people very uncomfortable, and they're going to be able to tell. You know? Is this like an unusual band? Are you guys doing like gigs together? Like, you guys ever do like a shit gig? Oh, yeah. Like and don't say the one right now, because that would hurt my heart. Like, what's the worst setting for a gig? Yeah, go ahead.
I did a gig at SeaWorld.
SeaWorld, already horrible.
There was a contract that said if it got rained out, then we won't play.
Right.
And so it starts raining. And somehow my ass is still playing at SeaWorld.
Oh, you had to play in the rain.
It wasn't in the rain, but it was just, there's no one there.
No audience is worse than rain. Because you can play a badass guitar solo with the rain coming down, and women will take their tops off. But with no audience, there's no tops. I've done that before. I used to perform at colleges. I used to walk around, I used to tour the country performing for college students. And boy, if you wanted to feel bad about yourself, have a room full of 18-year-olds stare at you while you tell them about the rent, you know? But yeah, I remember one time I showed up at this college in Pennsylvania near Pittsburgh, and I showed up and there's like 10 people, 10 students in a small room waiting for the show, and the young lady running the show, she was like, can we wait 10 minutes because I think 10 more people are coming? And I'm like, yeah, let's wait. We waited that 10 minutes, 10 more people did not show up, and in fact, those 10 people left. So now there was no audience. It was dry though, you know, it wasn't bad. And she goes, I'm so sorry you don't have an audience. She handed me a check and she goes, you can go. And I'm like, never apologize for this. This is amazing. And so the next night I'm in somewhere else in Pennsylvania and I walk in, it's a similar situation. This one's a giant cafeteria that goes on forever. And there's a stage with nobody there and there's like 2 students studying way in the back. And then I'm like, this is going to be great. They're just going to hand me a check. I'm going to go get drunk at the Marriott. This is wonderful. And the young lady who's running that show, she goes, well, it's 8 o'clock. Get up there. Yeah. And I'm like, what? There's no one here. And they're like, we paid you. And I'm like, I want to kill you, I think. So I had to walk on stage in front of nobody and go, hi. How are you? And then I begged the 2 students that were studying so far away I couldn't even make out their faces. I was like, can you please stop chasing your dreams and come up here and just sit in the front? I begged them. I was a 30-year-old man begging 18-year-old kids to sit here so I could do this. And then they came up and then they listened for like 10 minutes and they're politely smiling. And then after 10 minutes, one of them gets up to leave. And as they're pushing the double doors open, I was like, what was it? Too many cat jokes? Because I had a cat joke in my act. And he just looks at me and he goes, I just can't. And then he pushed the doors open and he left. And I had 45 more minutes to do. And I was just standing on the stage going, I hate this, you know? Exactly. The worst show I ever did was in San Diego. It was a private event. It was for a birthday party. It was for a lady's 50th birthday party, and what she did is she rented out the entire comedy club for her and her 9 friends. Yeah. I didn't know that until they're just like, we need a comic. And I'm like, I can do that. And I showed up and I saw the situation. It was just 9 people sitting in a row like a firing squad. And all the comics had to come up and just dance for them. It was like the most degrading thing ever. And I was going on last. I don't know if that's better or worse. So I got to see my own fate, you know? It was like in the movie Predator when all the other people got to see the first guys get eaten. They're like, that sucks. I wish I hadn't seen it, you know? And so right before I went up, they're like, listen, you're going on last. You only have to do 10 minutes, and you'll know your time is up when you see the birthday cake coming up the side, and that's when you're just going to start singing happy birthday. And I'm like, that's the worst idea I've ever heard. But you already paid me, so let's do it. So I'm on stage and I'm bombing. Like, it's not going well. Like, it's 9 people in an empty comedy club. Like, they're smiling, but it's rough. And I feel like 10 minutes is coming up, so I'm trying to wrap up my set for this birthday finale. And I was going to go into my last joke, so I asked the birthday girl, I'm like, excuse me, are you single or are you in a relationship? Now, she was cool before, and now she's no longer cool. All right, she was just like, I don't want to, and I was like, whoa, easy. I'm not like trying to hit on you or anything. I'm just trying to get in my last stupid joke and get the hell out of here. Are you single or are you in a relationship? She's like, I don't want to, and I was like, what is happening right now? And then that firing squad breaks into a small huddle, and they just start discussing, and I'm like, what is happening? And then after about like 10 seconds, she pops up out of the huddle like a whack-a-mole. She just pops right up and she looks at me and she goes, "I'm a widow." Yeah. And as soon as she got that last W out of widow, here comes the cake. So now I'm just there like, happy birthday to you. That was the worst show that I've ever done. Yeah, very much enjoyed it. I like being out here in La Jolla. Anyone from La Jolla? Clap it up. Locals from La Jolla? One guy. All right. Congratulations. You're doing great. You know? You were one of your ancestors. Someone killed it. Pulling it off. Thanks for coming to join us. There's more than I expected, I'll be honest. I like coming up here. I just look at the mansions and I'm like, they could make inflation go down. Like, do you have any control over that? Is there any dial in the house? You ever bump into it and then gas comes down 50 cents and you're like, whoa, oh dear. Drummer's on his phone. That's how that bit's been going. I looked back to make eye contact and I'm like, all right, that's where that's at. You're fine. I know, we took a dip. I know. I talked about Biden. I couldn't feel the temperature of the room. Pulled it back with the trailer park. Saxophone guy's not making eye contact with me anymore. It's all going south. I wanted to, is that an alto sax?
Tenor.
It's a tenor. All right, I took a guess with the one sax that I knew. I played alto sax in the middle school band. Not well. Like, I joined the middle school jazz band because they came and played for my elementary school. And like, there was a kid that wore a hat with sunglasses indoors, and I thought that was the coolest kid I had ever seen. And I'm like, I'm joining the band because my father's a musician, and he left when I was a baby, classic musician. So I never met him. But my mom told me, hey, he played the violin. He was more, not so much jazz, but more like classical, like Hungarian folk. You know, very cool brand of music. You know, not as cool as the jazz you heard tonight, but it's up there. And I was like, oh, that means music is in my blood, right? It's running through my streams. I'm going to join. And I thought I would just have the saxophone in my hand and then just do, and a bunch of girls would be like, hell yeah, we're coming home with you. But that's not how it works out at all. It's not, you have to practice a lot. That's what I learned. It doesn't come out of your pores, you know. I actually quit practicing because my mom was like, hey, can you quit practicing? Because the walls on this trailer are super thin and I just worked a double shift and I'd really appreciate some peace and quiet. I made that up. She didn't ask me to stop, but I stopped because it hurt my feelings how bad I sounded. Did you ever have that moment like in the beginning or did Yeah, that was very close. Were you there? Like, that's exactly what I sounded like. And so here's what happened. I joined jazz band, and then I found out I sucked like 10 days in. And so I quit, but I didn't quit. I didn't like leave the band. So I would still show up to 6th period jazz band, but I wouldn't play. I would just pantomime next to the other. There's like 5 saxophones, and I would just do the face and the fingers, and I'd be like, we're really vibing right now, aren't we? And no one ever knew, but every once in a while I'd get busted. Because like, I remember one time the music teacher, Mr. McGee, is like, one of the saxophones is out of tune. Play one at a time. And then so first guy would go beep 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 doo, and like that's perfect. Next one deep dap dee doo. That one's wonderful. And then me just and like, yep, it was me. I would always just say my reed is broken. That's the issue that happened. My reed broke. But yeah, but it all worked out. We're all here.
You and me, we're one and the same. Did your dad leave too?
My dad is still in Hungary. My mom, I don't know if anyone here grew up without a dad, but my mom used to, a couple people, yeah. Oh, you guys fit the mold perfectly. Hell yeah. It's exactly who I'd guess. All right. Did your mom ever use sending you to your dad as like a threat of a punishment if you didn't act right? That's what my mom would do all the time. She'd be like, if you don't act right, I send you to Hungary to live with your father. And around 12, I realized, wait a second, she doesn't know where he is. Like, that's an empty threat, you know? And I remember I called her out. I'm like, you don't know where Dad is. And she's like, son of a bitch. Okay. Well, that worked for a couple of years. And my fiance, she has both her parents. And she's just like dumbfounded that I'm not interested in meeting my dad. She's like, aren't you at least interested to know what he looks like and talk to him? And I'm like, no. Because I never like met him. It's not like he left when I was 5. I never met the man. And now if I met him, it would just be awkward. You know, it would be like a Tinder date, you know? It's like we're just getting to know each other. And plus, he probably doesn't speak English. My Hungarian's horrible. So we're going to have to, it's going to be like a 90-day fiancé situation. Where I got to be like, why did you leave? And I'm like, I'd rather not know the answer than have to go through that.